Hi there. I am having yet another conversation with camps, and this one is especially close to my heart because you all have been, I'm going to tell you who you are in a sec, but you all have been part of Queer Camp Fair from the very beginning, and you're located in the place that I moved to Ohio from, and I was a drama mama forever. So I want to introduce Morgan Shotwell, and I would love you to tell us all about your amazing camp.
Yeah, hi, my name is Morgan. My pronouns are she, her, and I work for Traveling Players Ensemble. We are an educational theater company located in the DC metro area. We have a studio in Tyson's Corner Center, so actually inside the mall if you're local. And then we do sleepaway camps over the summer down in Virginia's Northern Neck at Christchurch Boarding School. I've been with Traveling Players for a really long time. I'm the current head of our middle school programming, but I started as a middle schooler myself and grew up at Traveling Players. So I calculated it. I'm going into summer 14 this year between being a camper and being on staff, which is wild to think about. But yeah, I've been full-time here since 2019 and utterly love this community and this program and the kids.
So tell me, you have an amazing perspective then, having been a camper and now being on staff. So what makes Traveling Ensemble Players so amazingly impactful for folks?
Yeah, no, I've gotten that question a lot recently, actually talking to some of our prospective families. And it's really the community. Ensemble literally means together in French. And the community is really at the heart of everything we do. And like a lot of camps are going to say that. So how do we do that? And how do we really structure that? Because that's what it is we really intentionally structure community into how we work. So we keep everything small. Over the summer, we do 5 plays at a time. And each play has a cast of 13 actors and a trio of 3 directors to lead them through that play. And we pick those numbers very intentionally because that is the number of students that we know we can have a meaningful educational impact on over the course of their camp experience. We pick plays that are very ensemble-based. So we want the students to really share in the storytelling. And that doesn't mean that everyone has the exact same number of lines. We do classical theater, actually. So we're doing Shakespeare, we're doing Moliere, we're doing, we commission original plays based on Greek mythology. So the students are doing hard, complicated, interesting work, but they're doing it in a way that shares the storytelling. So that might be through the number of lines they have, but it also is through how they tell the story physically. We're really interested in movement-based theater and that kind of shared storytelling. And so, yeah, so it's baked into that level. It's baked into the fact that we are an outdoor theater company and camping is a big part of what we do. Theater began around campfires. They were the stories we told each other in the dark, a way to share our humanity and to create community. And we keep that tradition alive through the camping that we do once a week with our younger campers and for an entire week as part of a pre-professional tour for our most advanced campers in our pre-college program. Yeah, so giving the kids a chance to connect in that way is, I think, really special. It lets them build friendships. It lets them get away from their phones and, yeah, do some art, make some s'mores, and just have a lot of fun.
That's amazing. Yeah. And it's unusual, I think. I think most parents, when they think about, theater camp, they're thinking musical theater. They're thinking current. And so going back and doing the classical repertoire is amazing.
We are nationally unique and have been told so by the National Endowment for the Arts. No one else in the country is crazy enough to go, hey, let's rehearse outside all day. And then when the kids are done and like the play is fully complete, instead of performing it, in a standard theater, you're going to take it on a tour and you're going to go perform at theaters all over Virginia, which is what our students do. We have a fleet of purple buses, and when the shows are finished with rehearsal, they go and they perform for the public at venues large and small all over the state. And it's a really, really unique experience to have as a kid. And encourages a lot of self-reliance, like independence and resilience within our campers, because they have to be their own tech crew. They're packing up the bus themselves. When we get to a venue, they're getting everything set up. They're working together to make sure that all of the props and all of the costumes made it onto the bus and made it back off of the bus and into the performance. And they work like a little well-oiled machine by the time that they're at performances.
It's amazing when I'm sitting here thinking like you are literally what your camp is called or what your program is called.
It's a name that like is not the best for like search engine optimization. But it is a very literal name in that, we're returning. We believe in classical theater. We're returning to theatrical roots of traveling actors who would go from town to town and perform. And yeah, it's a really, I think it gives a really deep appreciation to kind of like theater isn't just about like an actor performing and getting lots of accolades. It is really about community, and it's about how can communities come together and have fun and celebrate and like and be joyful together. The ancient Greeks believed that theater was a public social good. They made prisoners go to the theater because they believed that by witnessing art, they would heal as people, which is so like so cool. And
it's so true. I really think I experience it every time if I'm at performance. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what would you say to a parent who wasn't quite sure, like their kid maybe hasn't done theater before?
Well, I love working with beginners because beginners have no bad habits. Obviously, I also love working with kids who have some experience. I would say that if you have a kid who thinks they're interested in theater and who is looking for a community, especially if you've got like an artsy, non-sporty kid, theater is a great activity to try. And we're a great place to start because of how we really intentionally work to bring these kids together. So we have about a 70% retention rate on our campers. Our kids come back year after year and they build really deep friendships. That doesn't mean that they don't love new people. They love new people. We're really small. But yeah, when kids find our community, they tend to stick around. And even if they don't stay training with us, they tend to continue to come see the shows and support their friends. I'd say give it a try. Don't let the audition intimidate you. I know that can feel really scary, but an audition is just a chance for you to get to know us as much as it is a chance for us to get to know you. And our auditions are designed to be fun and supportive.
And I hear community coming through throughout everything, which is quite frankly what we all need right now, but especially kids, and quite frankly, especially queer kids. So I have a lot of parents to ask questions because the name is Queer Camp Fair. So are all of your campers queer?
No. I mean, sometimes it feels like that, but no, very, very much not so. No, we're open to anybody. We definitely have a large portion of students who are LGBT. We've got kids from all backgrounds, and it's not our focus. And at the same time, like I'm very grateful that we can create a safe space for those students. One of the things, because we're based in DC, our students tend to be more politically aware than just in general, because their parents all work in politics because it's DC and that's how DC works. And we just closed this just a month ago now. We just closed our winter productions, which our high schoolers did Sarah Rules Orlando, which is based on the novel by Virginia Woolf, which ended up being very prescient in a way that we didn't expect at all. when we selected the show. We really were like, oh man, this is a great script that has roles for 13 actors and they're all on stage the whole time. So much fun. And then we're like, oh, and also it's got a bit of a little trans narrative, but not really. And it, you know, it was written 100 years ago. So going into that rehearsal process with the high schoolers, I was like, oh, like we're going to spend a lot of rehearsal talking about politics. Like, and I just kind of expected that to happen because that is what has happened historically with our students. And then amazingly, throughout the rehearsal process, they didn't talk about politics at all, which was very atypical for them. And I was very surprised by it because again, we have a lot of students who are queer and who are, you know, struggling right now. And what I ended up hearing from their parents was that they were talking about it everywhere else in their life. And then they were intentionally coming to rehearsal, and rehearsal was their one space to be a kid again and to just have fun and just to dig deep in this really rich and challenging script, and be with their friends and be, and just not focus on joy and not focus on the stress of the world right now. And that meant so much to me as an educator, to see them create that space for themselves and to really like honor it. And you know, and like they're, you know, as teens are wont to do, like there once in a while, like I remember one time, like kind of a very dark joke came up from one of our students, and they all kind of froze and they moved on from it instantly. Because these kids, I mean, everyone right now, but I think especially queer students really need safe spaces to just be kids. Yeah. And like that's I mean, like that's the thing, right? Like these kids need spaces just to get to be kids and to not have to have their lives politicized in any way, and to just like do something fun and make friends and
have joy.
Yeah, and have joy. Yeah, and have joy. And yeah, the shows we're doing this summer really are all about finding joy, even in times that are a little bit chaotic. And I hope that I hope that, you know, our students who join us this summer find that joy and really get to relish in the playfulness. I mean, you know, you're doing a play, it's not rocket science. It shouldn't be heavy.
It should be fun.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like you said, let them be kids. Well, I am so grateful that your program exists. And I know that there are going to be a lot of kiddos that will benefit from connecting with you and participating. In the last minute or so, anything else that you want to share with families? We still have some space available. To join us, our programs are by audition. So you can audition from anywhere in the country. We do virtual auditions. Feel free to contact us with any questions. And we're super excited to go into our, I think this is summer 23, and to give kids just a ton of fun and joy that they need this summer. Great. Thank you so much, Morgan.
Of course. Thank you.